Woodlands winners back again for another week, and this week's show has been named the Trifecta because it's an embarrassment of riches of not qualifying races, but trifecting races for the Woodlands brand over this week. Mark Hughes joins me. Hughesy, hello.
Afternoon, Paulie. Beautiful sunny autumnal day in Melbourne, and some great results for the team and people that trust our brand in the last 7 to 10 days.
Yep, some amazing amount of trifectas going through, and we'll touch on those as we go through. We haven't done the show for a couple of weeks, so there's a few other horses to get across there. Cameron Grant, another balmy Christchurch or Canterbury day, they tell me. What is it, 8 degrees?
She's 8 degrees. Good to see you, Paulie and Mark. It's just pretty wet too. We've had probably 20 or 30 mil of rain already, and I think there's another 80 or 90 coming, so on fire.
Yeah, it has been indeed. Now, it's been a massive couple of weeks for Woodlands team. A couple of us had a little bit of a sojourn, if you like, a bit of time away to catch up and revive. Been a massive amount of winners. We're going to touch on 4. We're actually going to touch on 5 today with one extra one, but please just keep up to date with all the Woodlands brand because they are winning races everywhere. It's been huge, Hughes, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, from the middle of April to the end of April, staggering results across all jurisdictions. Cut a sway through all the group racing in New Zealand the last couple of weeks. Auckland, Addington, and down south in Invercargill, which we'll touch on. Some big winners in Australia, and things are starting to open up in North America again. Now they're out a winner and coming into their spring, so there's a lot of our boys' progeny starting to shape up in the Northern Hemisphere as well.
Leave the North American horse to last, I think, is the way we might do this, and we'll go through there. Highlight for the week, Mark Hughes. This horse is featured in our show quite regularly, but this was something else with the son of Betters Delight and Marketplace taking out the Northern Derby, the Woodlands Northern Derby last Friday night.
Yeah, time-honoured, great race, invariably won by a lot of great 3-year-olds over the journey, and Marketplace added his name to that particular race, a race that we proudly sponsored as well. He was unbelievable last Friday night. He dealt to his opposition and totally destroyed them. 6 or 7 length win. Clearly, to my mind of thinking, and a couple of Aussies may argue, he may well be the best 3-year-old in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment. Whether or not the Australian brand and the New Zealand brand will clash this year, I don't think so. There's a lot more money for New Zealanders to win, so why would they bother travelling to Australia? Super horse, another son of the King. The King is just relentless. He'll be 27 early next month in May. So long live the King and long live the way his paces go about their business.
He's also a 3-year-old. He was one of the up-and-coming 2-year-olds. So he just continues to bring these young horses through. Republican Party beat Mwanga, 1-2 for Betters there again. First race at Invercargill, one of those trifectas, bang, 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 all Betters. Don't worry about him being Woodland side, all Betters. He has just done it this last week.
Yeah, look, his last week, 10 days have been quite phenomenal. Ripples was a very good winner of a 2-year-old race there at the Fillies. The horse that shipped across from Melbourne to Auckland to race there last Friday night. Goes around again this Friday in the Young Guns final. As you say, winners down south, winners all over the place, leading all I'd say again in North America, ironically. Made more than 1.2 million more than any other horse in North America so far this season. He's in front of Lou. American Ideal 4th, Seaside's about 6. So our boys well and truly entrenched and up and running again in North America as well as down under. This will, our brand is elite and it leaves elite winners, mate.
Yep, continues to. Cameron, we're going to start, we'll stay at Auckland on what was an amazing night of racing with so many Group 1 winners. Another trifecta for the brand, Woodlands brand here, but with Arafura getting the chocolates. Oh, she's a wee bonny mare, this one. She's just getting better and better, mate.
Yeah, like I said, kind of tail ended last year. She probably was putting her hand up to look like an Oaks filly at some stage, and she duly delivered. Tony Hurley special there. Carter obviously had them spinning up in front, and the daughter of Sweet Lou, bred by Woodlands Stud, they were that sold for 55,000 at the sales. There was a brother to it, went for 125 this year, so it's a great family. They set up a New Zealand record, and obviously first Group 1 for that horse. Like I said, certainly showed it could stay the distance. It didn't worry it. Time didn't worry it, and it's plenty of speed to burn.
I must say both horses broke records. Marketplace broke the record as well by 2.5 seconds, and I think she was half to 3/4 of a second underneath it as well. This horse we found through doing these Woodlands winners. We highlighted her win in the middle of, I can't even think where it was. I think it was Omakau, but anyway, where she did a lot wrong. Hughes, you thought she won it on protest when you watched the race. The progression of this filly has just been astronomical. She's a high-class filly that just gets better and better. It's scary. Hopefully we get to see her on Aussie shores at some stage because she is scary good.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, she just had those few little gait issues probably in her 2-year-old career, and obviously strengthening it up a little bit now. She's certainly she's putting it all on the track, and like I said, it's quite nice to probably see some of the fillies. There's quite a few quite decent fillies in this age group. There's no real standout. I don't think there's a handful of them for a change, which is quite nice. And obviously, we're pretty stoked that most of them are by our sires. So.
Just want to highlight the horse of Amanda and Hayden Cullen's horse here, the widest horse, just getting to the outside now. That's Wine Lighter Daughter down by the seaside. Just continues to find the line. The first bad draw she's had, but she was far from disgraced. Power onto the line. Beside me was good in front. Maybe the trip was just a little bit long for a big free-going horse like her, but bang, 1, 2, 3 to Woodlands. That's what you want. And Wine Light's got Back Me written all over it, that's for sure. There's been a daughter of Down by the Seaside. Here's another super impressive Down by the Seaside horse. This horse has got X Factor written all over him. Cam Jamal, a son of Down by the Seaside. He is real gravy, real gravy, this horse.
Yeah, I've been following the 2-year-olds reasonably closely this year, and this horse certainly looks like he's pretty special. Bred by Dave Kennedy, the Bodine brand. It's out of a half-sister to Bodine Bad Babes, so well enough bred. Badlands Hanover, as we've talked about many a times. He's a superstar broodmare sire. And again, yeah, nice son of Down by the Seaside there. They sold it for $95,000 at the yearling sales to Stephen Reed and his team. Look, it's just a nice nuggety horse, that just a pretty relaxed customer. And first trip down to Invercargill, you never know down there, those 1,200 metre or those 1,000 metre tracks, they can trip a couple of horses up. But no, look, he did plenty of work, and he looks like a pretty good horse in the making. So good on the team for getting down there and getting the job done at Diamonds Day. And like I said, $100,000 race sponsored by Diamond Creek. It's nice that one of their sires got the job done as well.
Oh, well, they love Down by the Seaside. So I reckon they would be rapt to see that, the exciting son of his. Again, Trifecta, 1, 2, 3. Freeze frame was terrific. Go back. You got to go back. Unfortunately, I did an editing error there. It didn't quite get to the end of it to watch that whole race. Go back and watch the race. Go to Harness Racing NZ and watch the entire race, because Jamal and Freeze frame, freeze frame, got into tactical war, I suppose. Not to the extent of Marketplace, but they were solid enough early, sorting out their positions. Both horses were exceptional. And then well done also to Chelsea Faithful, Ideal Crown, bred by the CEO of Woodlands, just savage. The line was just terrific, finding the line. It's got Back Me written all over it, Ideal Crown. That was a real eye-catching run as well.
Yeah, well, in that particular race, we haven't really seen many fillies actually go around in it, because generally the boys are pretty sharp. So it was good on her for kind of having a throw at the stunts for a $100,000 race. And look, she did not disgrace herself at all. Obviously, yes, Anne-Marie bred the third place horse, and Woodlands bred Freeze Frame. He was a $130,000 yearling. He was our pick of the bunch the season before. So, like I said, we're pretty happy that we could kind of trifecta the race with 3 different stallions. And if people aren't going to be looking at Down by the Seaside on their radar in New Zealand and Australia next year, I don't know where they're looking. So.
That's the big thing about a lot of these trifectas. Betters, American Ideal, Seaside, Sweet Lou. It's not one horse. I mean, Betters did win the first. He did go 1, 2, 3. It's been shared around beautifully by all of these horses. Always turn your phone off. That's a third time I've done an interview today. The phone's been left on every time. But no, it's seriously, the pacing division of the boys have been outstanding. We're going to touch on one in a minute who's not old enough. He hasn't got progeny old enough for a lot of these races. So it's an enormous effort.
No, very much so. Like I said, I think these sires they've been showing signs. They've got the numbers coming through now as well, which is nice, and they're putting the proof on the track. So the results certainly don't lie.
Yuzi and I are probably the number one fan club for Lather Up, and he's getting the job done. We're first going to showcase 2 races, but this is the Kentucky size stakes, or the Oak Grove size stakes in Kentucky. Bath Bomb 150, 2 halves in 55. Husey, amazing effort this.
Yeah, 4-year-old mare with a lot of substance on the engine here. Fought off the Sweet Lou horse in the middle, and the American Ideal finishing wide out there in third. She's gone back-to-back 150 and change wins at Kentucky at the start of spring. Two $50,000 divisions of the 4-year-old Oak Grove mare size stake there in Kentucky. Beautiful gated mare, won $170,000 now. I'm pretty confident as she marches towards summer and the warmer weather over there, she'll break the 150 mark, the magical mark. And, mate, lather up 3 and 4-year-olds up there are going really good. I think he's about 13th on the 3-year-old list. No baby racing up there yet, but, mate, he's making a little presence. $4 million in progeny earnings in the US already, just getting the job done.
And I owe Sudsy an apology because that also was a trifecta. Better's the Light second, American Ideal third. So, yep. And those other 2 horses are second and third. They're high-class fillies as well. That's going to be a great form race, I think, going forward, that race.
Yeah, no, there's some nice mares there, and I think, as you say, those horses are going to be battling each other. But Bath Bomb, she was really good at 3, and she's emerged at 4 even better. So, as I said, 170,000 in the locker out of a Real Desire mare. Anybody with a Real Desire mare down under should be looking at lather up next season. That's across its working as well.
Solo Safari. This was another one. I actually had a bit of trouble getting the American video, so I made a point of getting this one as a backup. Super impressive first start for the new stable, the Fords. 27-1, sale topper from the Nutrient Yearling sales last year, and at its 4th start, knocks up win number 1. Won't be the last, Husey.
No, there's looks home in 27, as you say, Paulie. On the lure, was never going to get beaten the way he travelled in the run. He just wins there nice and comfortably. Big, beautiful, baldy, white face, and as you say, Yearling sale topper for Nutrient last year in Tasmania, and another cross that we pushed hard on, Lather Up and Badlands Hanover's mares. That cross is working significantly well in North America, and we said it would work down here, and we pushed that when he was in the sale in Tasmania, and there's the end result. So nice horse on the way up, and he's got a couple of pretty solid 2-year-olds in Tasmania Lather Up, so I reckon he's going to have a very good year. 4 to the races for him this year in Australia for 3 individual winners with you. So 75% winners to starters. No, it's only the end of April, but I'll tell you what, it's building a nice little brand, that boy.
Yeah, he is indeed, and they're coming along good. Must say well done to Melissa Main as well. I'm not sure she bred it. It's actually got another lady down that's breeding it, but she definitely raised it. I know that for sure, and presented it at the sales. Great supporter of Woodlands Stud, has been for many, many years. Her and Brookie, and proud Tasmanians. You don't mind a Tasmanian or 2, do you, Husey?
No, I don't mind a Tasmanian or 20, mate. So, it's all good, Cobber. You're well aware of that. You know how much I love the place. So, yeah.
Great. They're great supporters of Woodlands.
They are.
Mark, it's been a pretty trying week for everyone in the industry with the unfortunate passing of Greg Sugars. I thought, well, if you wanted to, I'll throw the microphone open to you, but massive loss for the industry. Yeah,
look, Greg was an iconic member of the industry down under, and obviously on a global basis as well. The Sugars family have a massive imprint in South Australia and Victoria, right across the industry through Greg's father Ross and mum, and also through his grandfather Len. Greg was an approachable, affable, very easygoing, intelligent person. Did get to spend a New Zealand Cup with him once, like maybe 20 plus years ago, when he was a bright-eyed and bushy tail, and you could see he had his eyes wide open and his ears open as well, just taking everything in and enjoying the experience and looking and talking to people and soaking it all up. And the industry is a poorer place for his loss last week, and Woodlands and all our farm in New Zealand pass on their condolences to Jess firstly, and to the wider Sugars family as well, and to the industry. Stacey, our own Stacey White, and Jess are very close friends. They worked together for a period a while ago. So on behalf of Woodlands as well, we pass on our condolences to the wider Sugars and Tubbs family.
Absolutely, it affects so many people, and be very fitting to see. I'm sure if Bet and Win can get the chockies, it'd be a great result for Stace and for David. I imagine if they run second to 1 overall, I think they'd probably accept that. I don't think anyone wants to run seconds, but of course he'll be carrying Greg Sugars' colours on Friday night at Auckland. So with Gavin Smith, of course, a great friend of his as well. Very well said, Hughesy. We'll be back next week, boys. Plenty to cover off on. There's still some huge results probably to come in the next week or two. So many winners we haven't touched on, so many high-class winners from the barn that we could have brought up. Also like Republican Party that's just doing a magic job for connections. And that there's so many other horses we will highlight, but Fugitive didn't get a run either. It's just ridiculous when you start thinking about it going from there. And I reckon if you're going to have a trifecta this week, make sure you box up all the Woodlands Stud horses, because if it's anything to go by last week, it's going to be a great result.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, looking forward to this weekend, mate. There's some good racing in Auckland and Addington. Obviously, some good racing out west as well. So, I think we start to head towards some Breeders' Challenge. Some good racing at Menangle on Saturday night as well with the New South Wales Oaks heats as well. And one of the other preludes to the Queen Elizabeth for the mares, which we've got a ton of our size daughters in. So, looking forward to that.
We'll be bringing plenty of North American content as well going forward. So, Cam Grant, thank you. Won't be on the golf course today.
No, unfortunately, I was keen to get back into it, but no, not going to happen.
Have we had the Pin Seeker Challenge at all?
Not yet. I know Peter Brinsden and Carl Reddy, so
the way my golf game is, I'd hit them wider than what Pin Seeker was on Sunday. So yeah, it won't be a problem there at all, mate. Thank you, Hughes, as always. Thank you very much, mate. Go to woodlandstud.com. .co.nz. Woodlandstud.co.nz. Make sure you put the two S's combined in that for more information. But boys, thank you very much, and we'll catch us next week.
Thanks, Colin.
Here comes a Sweet Beach here, popping out of the pocket to go after the leader as they race up towards the 3/4. It's Bath Bomb the inside, a Sweet Beach here the outside, second a challenge now. Peace Talks at the inside, waiting in the wings in third. Access Granted is 4 3/4, 1:22.1. Third quarter, 27 seconds flat. Bath Bomb the inside, a Sweet Beach here the outside, second a challenge. Peace Talks joins them to the far outside from third as they turn for home. It's a Sweet Beach here from between horses. Far outside, Peace Talks. Bath Bomb tries to battle back. Bath Bomb the inside, a Sweet Beach here. Bath Bomb dead game and wins another one. A Sweet Beach here was second. Peace Talks third in 1:50.1.
Horses wide at the 400-metre mark. Back straight section, 29.4. Solo Safari kicked out by 4 or 5 metres. Rocky Stride gets into clear race room in second spot. Sniper Sanchez ran his race past by Quit in the straight. Solo Safari leads out by 6 or 7 metres. Rocky Stride in second spot, Quit Zali a further 7 metres away third, but Solo Safari in front getting close to home, holding Rocky Stride and Quit Zali over the concluding stages, and Solo Safari first up for the new stable, scores by 6 metres. Rocky Stride, Quit Zali was next, and a break in the field to Sniper.
They're followed all. It's just dropping off without you's going to clear a pocket shortly. Wine Light looking to get into the race. Beatastic tracking the markers, and you're the one that I want beside me. Top of the lane here, Stella Rouge. Arafura now for the HR Fiskin passing lane, homeward bound in the Oaks, and it's beside me. Arafura's coming strongly, 2 lengths away in the field. Stella Rouge, Arafura the Iceman goes to the lead here. 75 left to go, and the Pesco's the Jewelers. Northern Oaks is Arafura's. Beside me, Gallant Run second. Wine Light's made up good ground for third. They were followed.
He leads by 2 lengths over Freeze Frame. The outside, Treacherous Dreams. Black Laz, no clear runner. Patriarch to the outside. Treacherous Dreams the first beaten. Then Rise and Shine. Ideal Crown last and 10 off the lead. Jumel moving past the quarter pole. Leads by 2 lengths over Freeze Frame. They broke away from Black Laz. Patriarch, Ideal Crown's making ground but a long way back. Jumel turned for home in front. Freeze Frame moves to the outside. Can he run down Jumel? Jumel's in front. Freeze Frame is trying harder, but Jamel's holding Freeze Frame. They're a long way clear of Black Laz and Ideal Crown.
2025. Marketplace, our hot favourite. He's drawn barrier 1. 2 3/4 laps under the ribbon of light here. in the City of Sales at Alexandra Park, the home of the Auckland Trotting Club. Here's our time-honoured feature for the 3-year-olds, and they're underway in the Derby. Coming out nicely, Marketplace off the inside, got the chocolates to come forward. Runkle Crunch. Now Captain Sampson has managed to hold Marketplace's back as they turn off the back straight. Dropping down to the marker line was Midnight Mickey, a length away Grease Lightning. Back in the field then to the Jolly Roger as they sweep across the showgrounds turn, their first of 3 times in the Derby. Up on the outside then to the next, which was going to be Better's Anvil. You've got to go 4-5 lengths away to find Sugar Ray Lincoln, and back with that Turno the Tide. So Marketplace and Got the Chocolates, they were in a good tussle here for the first 600 metres. Got the Chocolates trying to restrain to the trail. He's not going to get it because Captain Sampson's punched up to find that spot. So Got the Chocolates, he's going to have to do it the tradesman's way, sitting out parked as they're on the IRT Stables corner. Up on the outside, Runkle Crunch will take the 1-1 for Hurley. Back over on the inside to Midnight Mickey. That's been tracked through by the Jolly Roger. Grease Lightning's up on the outside, 3 back in the running line. On its back then was Better's Anvil for Tim Williams. Back on the inside to Turno the Tide. And Sugar Ray Lincoln back of the tail. They're a lap in for the 2025 Group 1 Woodlands Stud Northern Derby and Marketplace. He leads by a half a length. Got the Chocolates on the outside, and Captain Sampson, Tony Cameron trailing 1:17.9 the lead up time. In the 1-1 is Runkle Crunch. Midnight Mickey 3 back on the inside here in the hands of Blair Orange as they sweep across the showgrounds turn, their second occasion. Then Grease Lightning. The Jolly Rogers back and buried on the inside. Then came Better's Anvil with 2 behind him, including stablemate Turno the Tide on the pegs. And on his back is Sugar Ray Lincoln. There'd be 10 lengths over the Derby field, 1,200 metres left to go as they work down the lane. 30 and 3 the opening quarter. Marketplace, the son of Better's Delight, Craig Ferguson. Down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. Got the Chocolates has been there for company right through the Derby thus far. A length away, Captain Sampson with its stablemate on the outside. Runkle Crunch as they get around the IRT Stables corner. Midnight Mickey, Grease Lightning, the Jolly Roger, Better's Anvil, 5 lengths away, Sugar Ray Lincoln, Turno the Tide feeling the pinch at the 800 metres. The second quarter, 29.5 Marketplace into the back, Got the Chocolate still only a neck away for John Dunn. 2 lengths away, Runkle Crunch, Captain Sampson. They're followed them by Grease Lightning back on the inside. Midnight Mickey's got a bit to offer, but all dressed up, nowhere to go in the Derby. Better's Anvil's about to take off now. And back of the tail of our winning chances, the Jolly Roger. Marketplace, he's been asked to go now around to the 450. Opens up by 2, by 3. Got the Chocolates. Better's Anvil around the outside. Runkle Crunch. Captain Sampson, 28 and 6 down the back as they run for home in the Woodlands Stud Northern Derby. Marketplace, he's away by half a dozen. Better's Anvil, Runkle Crunch and Grease Lightning. Midnight Mickey on the passing lane. It's Marketplace, 100 metres left to go. Stand up and cheer, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a great horse with a great appetite for Group 1 success, and he's got the Woodlands Stud Northern Derby effortlessly. Midnight Mickey second, Better's Anvil third, then Runkle Crunch. They were followed Grease Lightning. Further back of the field, the Jolly Roger, Captain Sampson. They were followed in then by Got the Chocolates. He didn't like sitting parked throughout. Back in the field then to Sugar Ray Lincoln. And